Hi Cancerians, welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot Readings from the Heart. Today is your 21 card general Gypsy tarot spread, and I'm sorry I'm coming a little bit late, but for this month I uploaded 2 readings per sign, and I'm doing the same now each month, except that this was just a sort of an idea that came to me off the cuff because I tried this reading on myself and I really liked the way that it kind of panned out, Cancerian. So I thought, you know, let me try this on the channel, maybe as a secondary reading to the generals or something. So this is just a general reading just to see how some of you guys might be getting on at the minute. But going forward, you've got another one of these coming up for October. A lot of work I'm involved in at the moment, personals and also these, along with your generals as well. So please bear with me. God will, I'm working against the grind to get everything and everyone done and in by the beginning of October, okay? I really am working very hard, so bear with me, Cancerians. Because this is coming a little bit late, you might be further on down the line in terms of the readings this month, only because I want people to be able to have time to digest this reading here. But what you'll have is you'll have back-to-back your general reading and then this reading side by side, okay? So going forward, you'll have your general and a love reading, which will be the 21 card Gypsy Tarot spread, completely focused on your love life for the month of October. Right. So how we do this reading is we have 7 rows of 7, 7 columns of 3, and we read column downward going right to left. So on your first column on the right is your mental stroke emotional state. So this might be how you're thinking, feeling around a situation. And remember, this is just a general off-the-cuff reading that I'm doing at the moment. So for some of you guys, it's going to resonate, obviously. For some of you, not. It doesn't have a specific time span. These things can occur at any time, okay? Because when I started doing the Gypsy spreads per month, per sign, this month, it wasn't intended that it had a specific time span. I just really wanted to try it out and see whether people could resonate with the reading, and a lot of people did. So this is your mental emotional state on your right. And this is how you're feeling and thinking around a situation. Usually the situation is present in your present situation. So column 2 is about your present situation. This is what you're experiencing, what you're going through. Could be in the past, it could be now, but it's definitely something that's present with you in terms of what you're going through in your personal lives at the moment. And that's why here with the mental emotional state, usually this is a derivative of this. So usually what's going on in your personal life should say how you feel and how you're dealing with the situation mentally and emotionally. Your hopes and desires are usually how I do these readings, what you are hoping to come about as a result of what's going on in the present situation. I hope we always know to be something positive. So usually when we're hoping or desiring something, we're hoping for something positive over something negative. You've got your expectations. Expectations are different. They can be hopeful, but they can also be negative because they come from what we've experienced in the past. So it's usually down to form. It's usually down to what we've experienced, what the patterns have been around the situation. If there's an expectation around a particular person, it's what you know of that person. If it's an expectation of yourself, it's what you know of yourself. It's usually always rooted in the truth, the expectation is. For example, I could go out and play the lottery. I might hope to win the lottery here, but I might expect that I won't do it because I've never won loads of money on the lottery before, so I'm expecting because of that pattern I won't win it. Do you see where I'm coming from? In your 5th column we see hidden factors, and these are things that come in that we don't expect. So this is what we don't see, what we don't expect to happen, okay? But these are things that are going on behind the scenes that you're not seeing right now, and sometimes they come in as a surprise to us. So if in your expectations it's negative, your hidden factors might actually say, well, you're wrong, because what's actually coming in for you is actually quite positive. If your hopes are obviously hopeful and positive, it could show in the hidden factors that there might be something negative, so therefore it might negate the hope. The 6th column shows your immediate future, and these are things that should usually occur within the next few days, weeks, months. Okay, but it's general reading, so for some of you, yay, for some of you, nay. Okay, and usually this can be a part of this, the hidden factors, or it may not be. It might be something completely different. And the overall outcome shows where everything is going to be heading, where everything's moving as a result of the immediate future, usually. Okay, so, pardon me, I just took a little drink of my coffee. So let's get to it. I always tend to start with the home or straight personal influences, because I find that it's the, it's what's really going on with some of you guys right now that gives me the anchor to be able to kind of join the dots up with everything else. Right, so first of all, we've got the Two of Cups. Then we've got the Eight of Wands in the reverse. And then we've got the Nine of Swords. And that's kind of an easy combination, really, when you look at it. Some of the combinations within this reading can be difficult and take a little bit of thinking about. But we know with the Two of Cups, within some of your personal lives right now, there's a relationship going on, because the Two of Cups is pretty much a relationship. It doesn't have to be love, it can be a business partnership. The Two of Cups is a card that is rooted in pledges and negotiations and contracts and people being on the same page. It can be to do with groups, so not just a love relationship, it can be to do with more than one person. So people who are, there's a sense of camaraderie with this card. But I feel that this might be a relationship going on personally with this Two of Cups in your personal situation, just judging by the other way, or by the way the other cards look. For some of you guys, it might be in your personal situation. There's a relationship here. It could be a contract. Maybe you're waiting for a contract to come through, because the Eight of Swords is in the reverse. When the Eight of Swords in the reverse, there's usually delays on something here. Eight of Swords upright means things move very, very fast. Okay, things kind of just go into orbit. Lots of fast movement, lots of messages. Usually when it's in the reverse, this is a delay to messages, delay to movement. We are just coming out of the retrograde now. So some of you guys might be waiting on certain stuff to come through regarding partnerships, negotiations, possibly even contracts. We don't have a legal card next door to it, but we don't really need one, because sometimes when you get the Two of Cups, I did a reading on myself the other week and a Queen of Wands kept showing up for me, and I thought, who the hell is this? And she stepped out of the Wheel of Fortune, I remember, in one of the readings, which means that it was just out of nowhere that this lady came, and it was true, because the next day I received a call from an employment agency, a lady, offering me a job. And I said no, because I run a business. But it was funny, because in the reading I'd done on myself, in the influences coming in, it showed me the Four of Pentacles. I'm secure in what I'm doing. But then it showed next door the Two of Cups in the reverse, which said I was secure without a partnership. I didn't need a partnership to be secure, which I realised, which is why in the outcome it showed strength and the lovers for me. I was adamant over the choice that I'd made to turn down this partnership, Two of Cups in the reverse. Because the Four of Pentacles says I'm not willing to move out of what I'm doing towards a new relationship. So I was completely adamant in the outcome. We don't need this in the reverse, because we've got an Eight of Wands in the reverse. It says that there are delays around some form of partnership here. Could be work for some of you guys, because there's definitely worry. For some of you guys, it could be love. Because love means, when you get the Two of Cups here, it's a love relationship. It's two people who are together. It doesn't always have to be marriage. It can be a marriage, though, obviously. But it's usually where two people are in love. It's reciprocal. So it's reciprocated love. Two people share the same feelings. But if we were just to look at this as the outside of what it actually means, then it's a relationship. So you can see in your personal situation, there's a relationship. There seems to be some sort of lack of movement, or something that's been retracted here, or some form of a delay around this relationship, whether that's in terms of communication, because remember the Eight of Wands means communication. So it could be a delay in communication around perhaps something like a contract, something like that. If it's work related, it can be even delays, finding it difficult to kind of communicate maybe with a partner here. Maybe this is what's causing the worry. We know that this is causing the worry, and it's around this Two of Cups here. Your mental, emotional state around this. Right, so let's get this into order here. So remember, we're only really focusing on the mental and the emotional state. So it's how you're thinking and what you're feeling around this. Here we're seeing delays. We're seeing some form of something that's being held back. It could be communication wise. It could be where there is difficulty maybe in communicating with someone, and it seems to be causing worry. We know that it's within a partnership relationship. If it's work, it might be that you're not receiving much communication. Maybe jobs that you've gone through, that type of thing. over, you know, some form of work partnership, and it's got you worried. If it's love, then it's obviously a love relationship. Two of Cups. There seems to be something that is not moving very fast, or something's not moving in the way. There seems to be some stagnation. Eight of Wands in the reverse means to stagnate. So it might be that the relationship in your personal life has reached a point of stagnation, and this is what's causing the worry with the Nine of Swords. We can see that mentally, the Six of Swords is a card about the problem still being in the boat. But if you look at this Six Swords here, on the Rider-Waite, the swords are in front of the people. Okay, and they're needing help from somebody else to take them out of the problem. But if you look at this one, and I forgot to mention, guys, that I'm actually using the Thelema Tarot. Okay, so I'm using the Thelema Tarot, and it's an amazing deck based on the Rider-Waite illustrations, obviously, but the quality of the cards, the illustrations are just bang on, amazing. So I feel that if there has been stagnation for some of you guys in a relationship, that's causing a lot of worry. You know, Six of Swords is where we do have the issues. The swords are the issues in the boat. But the swords, you notice on this card here, they're starting to move upwards. Can you see that? The swords are actually, if I can show you, can you see how the problems are starting to lift as this person moves on? Can you see that the swords are actually starting to move out of the boat? Pardon my nails, guys, they're always getting fucked. Sorry. So yeah, I feel that mentally you're blocking out this, or you're mentally trying to move on, and emotionally, from this situation here. This is why I feel that it might be a relationship thing more than anything else. If it's a work thing, then you'll probably be trying to focus on other things, more positive things, rather than focusing on the difficulties of finding a job or that type of thing, or not having somebody get back to you. But if it's a relationship thing, I feel mentally you're trying to move on, and you're trying to focus on more positive things, okay? Because that's what the Six of Swords is. It's about positive thinking. It's about, you know, situations that aren't very nice that happen within our lives, and they kind of tend to stay with us. But it's about not focusing on the issues. You can see on all the cards, pretty much most of the cards that show the Six of Swords, the person's trying not to focus on them swords. They're always looking ahead, or they're looking in another direction, because they don't really want to focus on the problems that the swords present to them, okay? So for me, I feel that mentally and emotionally you are focusing or trying to look ahead, trying to look at a more positive future, mentally and emotionally, because here there is stagnation around a relationship, and it is causing worry. So mentally you're not getting yourself rolled up in that, and that's because of the Two of Swords. Two of Swords means suppression, and it means to kind of suppress how we truly feel. So sometimes with the Two of Swords it means I'm blocking things out, or, you know, you know, you've got mental cards going on here, because swords represent mentality. They represent the way that we think. So to me it says that, you know, the moon is the intuition. The moon is what you know. The water is your intuition. It's your feelings. It's your emotions. But this woman lets her mind take precedence over these things. And the same here. We've got the water here that you're sitting on, and we've got the swords here. But it's a juxtaposition really for me in terms of your mental and emotional, because on the one card it says you're blocking out probably how you truly feel about a situation here by allowing your logic to take precedence. So the Two of Swords is often a card that says, you know, I'm going to pretend that everything's okay, but deep down inside I'm really, really upset. I get the sense here that you guys are just trying to be strong. I mean, really strong mentally and emotionally. You're not allowing the emotion or the hurt around this situation. Yeah, you are worried here because something is stagnating here, or it's not moving as quickly as you like, or it's just not moving at all, and it seems to be revolving around a relationship. But mentally you're very, very strong, because we've got three cards, even that Hierophant here at the bottom, that suggests one is thinking in terms of their own wisdom. What is right and what is wrong. That's what the Hierophant is about. It's about paying attention to our higher guidance system. And it's about what do we consider morally and socially to be the right thing to do. Because the Hierophant is a very religious card, and it's a card that is based on, it's not so much for me based on, yeah, it is based on faith. But as an external individual, the Hierophant talks about not so much faith, but the doctrines of the church. So the doctrines of right or wrong, and that can be anybody's call, that can be anybody's belief system, or you can choose to believe in that or not believe in that. I can go to church tomorrow and listen to the preacher preach to me about, you know, what he thinks God is and the Bible and this, but you know, do I believe in all of that stuff, or do I believe in my own sense of faith because I have a personal relationship with myself? So it's an interesting one, is the Hierophant, because on the one hand it can deal with, you know, the external things that we deal with. So seeking advice from others. So some of you guys might be thinking, if it's a really serious situation, that you're going to seek advice from someone else with the Hierophant if you can't get advice from yourself. But I feel that the Hierophant, if we turn that on its head, it's about being your own best judge of character as well. Because you become the Hierophant because it's mental. This is what you're thinking and feeling. And the Hierophant, to me, because it's a number 5, it can represent boundaries and restrictions and some form of struggles that one needs to overcome via advice or help from the universe. So, you know, the first 2 cards, 6 of Swords and 2 of Swords, can mean that you deal with the situation mentally and emotionally in the best way that you possibly can. And that is by putting up some form of guard, putting up some form of barrier, because you're determined to move on from it, okay? But also the Hierophant can say, well, you know, I'm moving on from this, I'm dealing with this situation in the best way I can. If it's a marriage or if it's a relationship that really, you know, you've lived together a long time and it's really gone the test of time and it can no longer be salvaged, then maybe the Hierophant is... And it doesn't even mean, you know, professional advice. It can mean a friend, for example. So maybe you can't deal with this all on your own. You've got a friend with the Hierophant. But also this is about just tapping into your own guidance and being your own best judge of character. And not, you know, depending on anybody else's advice but your own. And maybe your own advice with the Hierophant tells you that you need to move on with the 6 of Swords. You need to allow the difficulties, the issues, which are the swords, in the relationship to lift by looking more positively. So by gaining a new perspective, and how you do that is by blocking out maybe the emotion off the situation. Because here we see a stagnation of a relationship with that 2 of Cups, and it's causing worry. Okay, all swords really are rooted, all cards are rooted in cups. They're all rooted in emotion, because that's where we derive our passion from to move forward. That's where we derive our hate from with the swords, or our aggravation or difficulties with the swords is with the emotion. With the wands, it's a case of wanting to move forward, lots of passion, lots of growth, lots of motivation, but motivation comes from the emotional feeling that you get when you think about what you can actually build or what can come off what it is that you move forward with. Same as Pentacles as well. Abundance, wealth, building, seeing the results of our labours. How does that make you feel? Everything is interrelated within the tarot. So I feel here that, you know, you have got a difficult situation in terms of a partnership. It is causing some worry. And what you're choosing to do is you're not allowing, I feel mentally, this is why I sense a lot of strength within you guys mentally. I feel that you're not allowing the emotion to overtake you. You're going to move on from this and not allow this difficult situation to keep you emotionally bound to it. It's all about stiff upper lip, I feel, with you guys, with this reading with Cancerians. Because you're trusting maybe in your own higher guidance with the Hierophant. And also it could be mentally and emotionally you have a set of beliefs that will not be swayed. You won't be dissuaded from them. You're staunch. The Hierophant is not an emotional card. It's a card to do with what is right and what is wrong. Okay, so it's not a particularly emotional card. It's more a card about the things that we do in terms of structures and order, and the right thing to do, and having a certain way of doing something because it's always been done in that way. So it's all about having your own sense of morality. What does your own conscience tell you? What does your own... It's not even a card about conscience a lot of the time, as far as I'm concerned. It's just about the way things are done. This is the way we've always done things, and that's it. So for some of you guys, it might be mentally, emotionally, personal situation, there is stagnation of a relationship, it's causing worry. But mentally and emotionally, you have a set of beliefs here with the Hierophant. So therefore, you are determined mentally to move through this difficult situation. And that means not so much allowing the emotional difficulties to hold you back, but looking at things from a very logical and rational point of view. So you're blocking out maybe how you truly feel in favour of what is the right thing to do in terms of moving forward with this. What are your hopes and desires? Well, we've got the Four of Wands showing up here. The Ace of Pentacles. And the Tower. So it's an interesting one. You know, the Tower, we'll start with the Tower here. The Tower is a breakdown of something that's being built up. And because we've got an Eight of Wands here in the reverse, this is something that's stagnated. So I can only feel that the hope is that there will be a break up or a breakdown of this situation with the Eight of Wands. If something's not been moving, then the Tower would say, I want it to move. To me, the Four of Wands here, some people would probably say, well, the hope is to move. Okay, because it's a Four of Wands. Four of Wands can be to move or relocate. And so can the Tower card. Okay, so for some of you guys, it might be that you want to move on from a relationship, whatever that situation is. Maybe you want a fresh start. The hope is to move on from a relationship, have a fresh start. And perhaps just, you know, with that Tower card, that the worst is over. That the conditions will now improve after this cleansing. For some of you guys, I feel that will be a case with the Four of Wands. It can be about a reunion as well. Okay, Four of Wands can be about people coming together. So for some of you guys, you'll probably want a reunion in terms of this relationship. You probably want to, you know, you're probably hoping that everything will turn out right, that it will turn out successful, that any difficulties you're experiencing, the Four of Wands is about achieving success. So there'll be a sense of achievement here. The Ace of Pentacles can be wanting a fresh start, but still wanting a fresh start within the relationship, where I feel with the Tower card there is a cleansing of all that is bad, of all that is being difficult. So this starts to become upright rather than in the reverse. I just get it, you know, the Tower doesn't have to be an ending card, no, but it's always an ending to a particular situation. Well, what is no longer stable or you know, balanced needs to go, and it needs to kind of be a replenishment. And we can see an Ace of Pentacles and the Tower here underneath, and both cards are kind of the same, not in the way that they come about, but more in the new cycle, because aces are always about new beginnings. And the Tower, in effect, is about a new beginning in a way, because it's the breaking of the old and in the introducing of the new. The reason why the Tower is because sometimes things come in and they're quite violent. Not violent, but they create a massive shift, especially if you're not expecting it. But I feel that, you know, you're hoping for a shift here. And this could be through a reunion that introduces maybe a fresh start for the both of you. That creates a major shift within the relationship, moving forward potentially. And for some of you guys, it might be that you want to move on. Who knows? All right. But judging, I mean, it just depends on how you see it. For some of you guys, mentally, emotionally, you might be resolute. You might be quite accepting. So you're blocking out how you feel emotionally. You're moving on with that Six of Swords. Because maybe you've accepted something here. Maybe your higher guidance system, the Hierophant, tells you to accept. Who knows? But there's a stagnation in a relationship here, and it has got you worried. Your hopes are the Four of Wands. It could be success. Could be, I'm hoping for success, or I'm hoping maybe that we can come together again, because Four of Wands can also be a reunion card. Start over again with the Ace of Pentacles. Maybe even move home, or maybe some major shift within the relationship. It's an interesting kind of combinations to show up, really. Because it depends. It can be for some of you guys you want out. It can be for some of you guys you want to start over again. What are your expectations? Well, the Three of Wands is that your ships will come in. Because often you get that Three of Wands as an expectation. When you get the Three of Wands, it will be, because it's a card about ships coming in. It's a card about having a small success. It's a card about everything that you've invested in coming back round for you. So whatever it is that you've invested in with that Three of Wands, you're expecting it to be on the cargo on that ship. It's a return on your investment. So this is why I feel to myself, you know, is it really that some of you guys would want a way out? Or do you want reunion? Do you want things to be better than they were before? You might be hoping for a return on your investment with the Three of Wands. But also this card can say, I'm hoping to travel. I'm looking at something new. So it could be that you're expecting maybe to look forward to something else. We'll see. The Queen of Swords. And Strength. Well, it's interesting because you've got the Three of Wands in what you're expecting. Three of Wands is usually, I'm expecting my ships to come in. Okay? So it could be that in your hopes, what you're hoping is for a good outcome. Could be around something to do with a fresh start here with the Ace of Pentacles. That brings a major shake-up. Or, you know, we don't have to read the cards directly like that. You read them in the way that they make sense. So it could be with the Tower card that the Tower card is to do with revelations, right? So they're not always major, you know, these major events that, because this card is the card of truth. So sometimes when you get the Tower, it's literally communication where it, you know, unveils everything. So it could be that your hopes are that with the Tower, there is a major communication that happens here or some major shift within the relationship that brings some form of unification, success, happiness, and a fresh start with the Ace of Pentacles. Because that's the way it makes sense to me. I have to read it in terms of, you know, I'm a linear storyteller. So, I have to read it in the way that it makes sense to me. And therefore, it could be for some of you guys, you expect success, ships that come in with the Three of Wands. Could be through open communication, Cancer, with the Queen of Swords, in which you and this person finally put your disagreements to bed and walk together side by side with the Strength card. Because the Strength card can often, especially, I don't know whether this is a love relationship, it could be any type of relationship, but I'm focusing on love because that's how I'm feeling about the reading. The Strength card can mean, expectation-wise, that you're hoping to walk side by someone who is very opposite to you. And this could be where, in your personal situation, while we've got that Eight of Swords in the reverse, that something has reached a halt on this relationship and it's got you worried. Maybe, you know, you've got opposing ideas about a particular thing here. But I feel what you're expecting is that some major communication with that Tower card, some major shift, major shake-up within the relationship will bring unification with the Four of Wands and a fresh start with the Ace of Pentacles. And you are expecting it because you've got the Three of Wands, so you're expecting those ships to come in. Perhaps with the Queen of Swords, it's going to be some honest, down-to-earth, to-the-point communication that's going to bring you closer together with the Strength card. What you're not seeing is Knight of Pentacles, Eight of Cups, and the Chariot. Right. So I feel that Knight of Pentacles is saying that an opportunity, whenever you get a knight that's presenting something, it's an opportunity or a gift or something that someone's presenting to you. Because I got something in their hand. So somebody wants to present a matter to you, all right? Because the Pentacles aren't just money, they're also matter. And matter is what we see, what we hold, what we feel. So somebody wants to present an opportunity, a matter to you. And I feel with that Eight of Cups, it's going to, because remember, the Eight of Cups represents change. All right, it's not just somebody who's walking away from something. Often we use the keyword, somebody's walked away. Well, that's not always the case. Well, it is, I suppose, if it's a change that comes about that allows you to walk away. But what this card is saying is you're going to be offered an opportunity, or there is going to be a matter that you'll probably be somebody wants to discuss with you, I feel, with that Knight of Pentacles. It's going to be, I feel, an opportunity that creates some change in your life with that Eight of Cups. This is what you're not seeing. And I feel that there's going to be some travel involved with this, maybe the Chariot, because we've got two travel cards essentially, two change cards, Eight of Cups and the Chariot together, and also that Knight of Pentacles is a travel card too. All right, so somebody, what you're not seeing, what you're not expecting. Whilst for some of you guys, I feel that you're dead set on having something work here with the first four cards. Even though there's some worry about it, you're being really diplomatic about it. And because we've got the Hierophant in your mental state, it might be for some of you guys you're in a relationship or a committed relationship and you are very, very mentally and emotionally drawn to your own set of beliefs. So it might be that you don't believe in divorce, that type of thing, whatever the case might be. But if we were to go through this again, you know, there has been stagnation on a relationship that causes worry with that card there. Mentally and emotionally, you're trying to ignore the issues. You're probably even hoping that they'll go away because the swords are lifting from the boat. And you're focusing on things being positive because you're trying your hardest to blot out emotionally what's going on in the relationship. And you're looking at things from a very logical and rational point of view with that Two of Wands. So for some of you guys, it might be that mentally and emotionally you're in a two minds around this situation, which is why with the Six of Swords, you're kind of ignoring the issues here, mentally and emotionally. You're trying to put on this real resolve, this real sense of strength, mentally and emotionally, because you have a set of beliefs that you adhere to, mentally and emotionally, that you're not willing to kind of move away from. So it's almost like you're dead certain on something here, even if it's to the detriment of how you truly feel about something here. So, you know, we could say that maybe in your hopes, you're hoping that there'll be a major shift within the relationship with the Tower. So there'll be something literally that breaks this Eight of Wands in the reverse, this stagnation. And it allows a reunification within the relationship with the Four of Wands and a fresh start with the Ace of Pentacles. Therefore, your expectations are that your ships will come in. You're expecting some open, I feel through the Tower energy here in your hopes, some open and honest, sometimes it could be difficult communication, but it's a cleansing thing that you're looking for here, in which the outcome will be that you'll be able to walk together side by side. And that definitely for me relates to your hopes of the Four of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles. But what you're not seeing is that there is someone who wants to offer you potentially a new opportunity. Or there's a new matter at hand coming in that you need to address because it's something to do with a change of events that's going to occur for you with the Eight of Cups, and one that could involve some travel with the Chariot, moving on, because the Chariot often means car or travel. So there's an opportunity, I feel, that what you're not seeing is you're focused on making something work here, Cancerians. Whereas what's coming in is something that could completely perhaps blow that out of the water, where there could be an absolute change maybe coming in that will not allow you then to focus so much on what's going on here and more what could be right for you in your future going forward. And the immediate future shows that there is news coming to you, the Page of Wands. Whenever you get the Page of Wands in the immediate future, I see this as news, especially when it's the first card. And it's going to bring you happiness because we've got the Ten of Cups. It can also mean that the news will be around completing matters or completing matters at home, because the Ten of Cups is a home card often, okay? It's to do with family matters. So it could be that news that comes in around family matters, all right? Or news that comes in, it will give you emotional fulfillment. And we have the Justice card. And the Justice card is there'll be a successful outcome. So things go in your favour, or, you know, disputes are settled. Or, you know, there is the completion of a matter here. The two cards represent completion, Justice and the Ten of Cups. So there's news coming in and there's going to be something that's being completed here, I feel. Okay. It's definitely news coming in. It might be around a family matter, and if there's anything legal, it says something will be settled in your favour around maybe a family matter. Could be news that comes in that gives you finally emotional fulfillment and gives you balance and harmony in terms of your life with the Justice card. The overall outcome shows Three of Swords, and Three of Swords can say, well, the outcome will be there will be some loss, there will be some sadness, maybe in terms of this relationship. But this is positive because you've got the Sun card. And with the Wheel, it's going to allow great changes to come into your life. Okay. So it could, you know, for some of you guys, it could be just a mere case of that there's a relationship issue going on here. Things have stagnated. Things aren't going so well. You're trying to block out the inevitable in a way, emotionally wise and mentally wise, because you're, you know, you have a certain set belief system with the Hierophant. What you're hoping for is that a major breakthrough with the Tower will bring in happiness and reunification with the Four of Wands and a fresh start with the Ace of Pentacles. So I feel for some of you guys, you're not willing to let go of something yet. And what you're expecting is that your ships will come in if you're open and you're honest and, you know, completely down to earth with your partner, Queen of Swords energy. Then this will probably bring you closer together, and maybe you can, you know, bring together your opposing differences, because the Strength card is about a woman and a lion, and they shouldn't really be walking together so closely, because the lion usually would eat her all up. But he doesn't. He trusts her, she trusts him. So usually this is about an establishment of trust. So it could be that being open and honest with the Queen of Swords brings in far more trust. And this is through the breakthrough of communication, maybe, that unifies you both again in your hopes, and it's a fresh start. I feel that for some of you guys, if it's a relationship thing, you're definitely on the idea of bringing a relationship back together through communication, through open and honest communication, because we're not seeing communication here with the Eight of Wands. You know, we're not seeing a flow of something here with the Eight of Wands. What we're seeing is things being held back. Stagnation, that does cause some worry. What you're not seeing is this Knight of Pentacles. So somebody wants to make you an offer, or there's an opportunity. It could be what you're not seeing is that somebody wants to make you an offer. There's an opportunity for you to move on with the Eight of Cups, for you to walk away with the Eight of Cups and move on with that Chariot potentially. Could also, as I explained, it be an offer that comes to you. An offer that comes to you and it's there to change your life. Okay, and it's going to allow you to move forward. So either way, it's the same sort of thing. So therefore, in the immediate future, you do receive news with the Page of Wands. Could be on a family matter, or the wrapping up of a family matter with the Tens, because remember, Tens mean completion. And this brings justice, rewards. So it's getting what you want, it's getting the rewards, it's getting payback, okay? It's a successful outcome. So there is news that comes to you, successful outcome. Wrapping up of family matters, completion on a matter, so it's happily sorted out with that Ten of Cups. And it says that you have a successful outcome here with the Justice card. So if it is a marriage or a divorce or anything like that, it says that things should go in your favour, even if you still wanted to move on with the relationship. So you could still have proceedings going forward or going on, okay? And it might be that you were hoping to salvage something here, but it shows that maybe the other half doesn't want to salvage stuff. So even though in the outcome here, the Three of Swords, there is pain, because you didn't salvage this that you were hoping to salvage, it says, well, that's fine, because there are positive changes in the outcome coming to you. And, you know, there's a situation, there's a new direction that you're going to be taking with the Wheel. Okay, things are going to work on your behalf, and you'll be given a chance to start anew. Both cards, the Sun and the Wheel, are about starting anew. The Sun is about positive changes. The Wheel is about starting over again. New cycle happening. So they might be upset here because you didn't achieve everything you wanted within the first 4 columns, because somebody has something they want to give to you that's going to allow you to move on. You don't really want to move on here, I feel, for some of you guys. But really what it's saying here is news comes in, there is completion. Ten of Cups is completion, so is justice. So it's a completion of a matter. It resolves itself out beautifully though. But for you, you're still upset, you're still holding on because you didn't get what you wanted in the first 4 areas here. But in the long run, it's saying the outcome is, in the long run, it's the best thing, because it brings in positive changes and a new direction that you can follow with the Wheel. Okay, that is your reading, Cancerians, for your 21 card Gypsy Tarot spread. Remember, I'll be coming back with this was just an example reading. If it resonates with you, great. But I'm going to be coming back with a specific love reading on this, and it will come along with your general reading, okay? So your general reading, for October is coming up, and you'll have your love reading directly next door to this, and that will be the Gypsy Tarot spread. You might be further on down in the chain of being put up, because this has come last, and I want you to be able to look at this and absorb it, okay? But you will be put up before October, all right? That's your reading, Cancerians. Thank you for your time, my darlings, and take care. Bye-bye.